This is Lion Babe.
And we are chatting with YouKnowIGotSoul.com.
Cool. All right, so
Yeah.
Lion Babe, I know a lot of music fans are being introduced to you recently for the first time, but you guys have been around for years, grinding, especially here in New York City, doing shows and stuff. Talk about your journey a little bit to this point and what it's been like.
Well, yeah, we've definitely been grinding. Our journey's been very exciting and just interesting. You know, we kind of started out just doing this for fun, and Treat Me Like Fire kind of just had a great amount of success and interest from, you know, the UK and also just like the music industry, but also just fans and people. So it was kind of, you know, an awesome opportunity to just really like take the reins and make something. And it's great because we're both very creative, and for me, I kind of come from like a performance artist side, and he's, you know, always wanted to make beats and be a producer, so it was kind of just a happy partnership. So yeah, but we've of course pushed each other since then, and now it's been, you know, it's very exciting, and it's really cool to just, you know, your life kind of just changes, and now we're Lion Babe, so it's been exciting.
Yeah, it's been really good, you know, just like starting from when we even just did the first song we did, Treat Me Like Fire, and like something that just started so much, it was like, oh, let's just get together and make something that we really think is cool, and we made it, and then we're like, oh great, you know, let's share it. And for it to kind of expand to all this, you know, it's just been an awesome journey, just, you know, and making more music this past year has been really cool, and just the whole growth of like, you know, where we're going at and taking this, you know.
I think it's been awesome, all the exposure you guys have been getting recently, and as people are discovering you, seeing their reactions to the fresh sound, unique sound you guys have. What is the reaction you've been hearing from music fans as they've been finding you guys?
You know, I think people, a lot of our fans, especially the ones we've met so far, we like, you know, we definitely feel for them. We think we're like on a similar plane, like they're all like real cool people, and I think they really get like what we're trying to do as far as like our influences and like, you know, different artists and like time periods of music that we're pulling from, you know, trying to bring into it. And I think everyone, like, you know, like we do it because we're like, you know, we wish this was out there in the world, and I think all our fans kind of like appreciate that, and like, and they get like, you know, like, oh great, you know, now we can listen to it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It's just cool to, you know, I kind of like the idea of people not being able to really place us as a genre, like, you know, because that was never really our goal, but also we're super eclectic being from New York, so it's cool because you kind of just, you have this universal landscape, and then you can get someone who's old and listens to jazz who responds to it, and also someone who like is a diehard like hip hop person or indie rock like Brooklyn kid. So it's cool to just have all of those people, because I think both of us, like, you know, we have those people in our lives, so we're trying to make sure that everyone would kind of be into it in some way. They could pull something from it. So.
But who are some of the artists that are influencing you guys' sound, you know, from through the years? Who influences you?
Oh man, it's so many, you know, like on a very, like almost basic, just like for me as a producer and just like making beats and stuff, like, you know, Madlib, Dilla, Wu-Tang, Flying Lotus, you know, Premier, goes on and on, all like classics, you know. And then, but like for me growing up, you know, big thing for me is like I was brought up on, like, along with everything you watch as a kid on like MTV, like any like Neptunes, Timbaland, or like, you know, White Stripes and Strokes or anything like that. Like all the music, like our parents brought us up on, like, so like Hendrix and the Beatles and Stones and Curtis Mayfield and Sly Stone, you know, all, it's like there's so many you can't even be spewing it forever, you know.
There's a lot. I'm pretty much on the same end. I mean, it's kind of a combination of kind of old jazz influences that my parents kind of showed me when I was younger, like Billie Holiday and even like Frank Sinatra and stuff. Like I like really beautiful harmonies, but then also a lot of, you know, the soul artists from like 60s, 70s, just the songs in general. They were usually pretty simple and bold, but you know, they resonate with you, and you can kind of listen to them at any time. They're never like out of context. So the goal for me, at least as a songwriter, is to try to make kind of timeless music that it can work at any genre or any age.
Awesome. Now, can you talk about the creative process with you guys in the studio and how you collaborate so well together?
You know, it's definitely evolved, and we do it in all sorts of ways now. I mean, I think one thing we always try to hold on to is even how we first started with this, and it was like really just like, you know, I would go to Jill's spot, or she would come over and play some beats or some new music I was working on. And then, you know, I'd catch her, she'd kind of just be humming a melody or doing something, or getting the vibe, and it's like whichever one she was feeling, you could definitely tell. And then you just like record some of that, maybe just like freestyle some melodies and words or whatever, and then you just go from there. And like whatever we're feeling the most, we're like, oh man, that was really great when you did that. Like, let's turn that into something. So usually starts out like that, you know.
Yeah, but I think now that we're used to working in a studio, like an actual recording studio, we aim to like go in and finish at least a song a day, just to have that and to, you know, leave, because a lot of times you go and there's a certain vibe about the day, you're feeling a certain type of way, and you know, you write something or he makes a beat, and then to kind of return to it sometimes if it's not fully finished, or at least like there's like a backbone structure of it, it's kind of hard to like recreate it. So I think at first we were just kind of like trying to make stuff, and now we're just like, okay, so let's just make almost like a chapter, and then we can go back and revisit that chapter and what does this mean. And but yeah, definitely there's been this organicness in it, and I don't think that's really changed. I think we've just grown as like how to make songs, and we try to incorporate that into like the organic vibe.
Right. Awesome. So now you guys are signed to Interscope. How did that come together?
Well, originally, the first person we originally signed to a woman, Amanda Ghost, on the UK side only, and then now we're coming out on the US side on Interscope, and you know, she's linked with them as through Polydor, and her label called Outsiders. But you know, basically with that, it was like, you know, we put the song out, and I think it was like towards the end of 2012. By the following June, you know, we've been getting some emails by then, and she really like reached out to us, and she was really pushing to be like, hey guys, just come through, you know, I'll take you out to London and just put you up in the studio for a week, you guys just make some music. You know, that's like where we made Jungle Lady. We like made that like probably first like couple hours of just being there, just because of all the excitement, and you're like, oh wow, I'm in London, you know, making records. And you know, we just left from there. So you know, we decided to go for it, and we're like, you know, let's just do this full time, like kind of take the leap and like, you know, sign, and then just, you know, because we just thought it really push us to be like, see how far we can take this, and like push ourselves as creatives, you know, to do something.
Yeah. Also, you know, when you're like a college graduate, you're kind of like, what am I doing? So when you get an opportunity to potentially make some kind of money and be creative, it's kind of like,
Of course.
you gotta take it. So.
And then just finally, you guys have got the EP out. I heard you guys are working with Pharrell on some stuff, or have worked with him, and just talk about what's next. What can we expect next?
Just more of everything in general. Like, we're so excited to done a show tonight, you know, in New York, and just be like performing again, because that's like kind of the reason we started Line Babe, just to like, oh, we should kind of just write some songs and reach out to some booking agents and like play stuff for fun. And so it's awesome to just create new visuals and new songs, and you know, we've worked with, Pharrell's unreal. It's been an amazing honor to work with him, and just so many producers that have come in have taught us so much. So, you know, I think this year is going to be a lot busier, but just a lot of growth and a lot more exposure, and like hopefully connecting with amazing artists and people and all that. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. That's all we had. Anything you guys like to add?
Thank you, SOBs.
Yeah, thank you. That was really fun.
Cool. Can we just get